Now we discuss remaining part of excretory products and their elimination. First one is columns of Bertin. Columns of Bertin, also known as renal columns. So the renal columns formed by cortex. Renal columns formed by cortex. Cortex, medulla, so cortex, so outer cortex, inner medulla. Medulla is in the form of renal pyramids. Cortex extend between the renal pyramids, known as columns of Bertini or renal columns. Now, so these are the renal pyramids. Renal pyramid open into calyces, cup-like structure calyx. All calyces form the funnel-shaped structure. Renal pelvis. Renal pelvis comes out of the kidney through hilus in the form of ureter. So cortex, medulla, columns of Bertini, nephrons open in the renal papillae, inner part of renal pyramid, renal papillae. Renal papillae opens into calyx. All calyces form a funnel-shaped structure. Renal pelvis. Renal pelvis comes out of the kidney as ureter. Next question is, the kidney not only remove the waste products from the blood but also play a very important role in maintain constant composition of blood, equilibrium of the body movement, wrong, temperature of the body, wrong, constant composition of the blood irrespective of nature of the food or fluid intake. So that means homeostasis, maintenance of body fluid levels, homeostasis. Kidneys are homeostatic organ. So option is 3. Which of the following is incorrect about juxtamedullary nephron? Vasa recta is prominent, correct. Sodium is returned to the interstitium by ascending limb of vasa recta. Sodium is returned to the interstitium by ascending limb of vasa recta. So correct. Water is returned to the ascending limb of LE loop. Water is returned to the through juxtamedullary. Water is returned to the ascending limb of LE loop. So wrong. Loop of LE is long. So loop of LE. Which of the following is incorrect? It is correct. Vasa recta is prominent, correct. Sodium is returned to the interstitium by ascending limb of vasa recta, correct. Water is returned to the ascending limb of loop of LE, wrong. Water is returned to the ascending limb. So that's why it is incorrect. The following substances are the excretory products in animal. Choose the least toxic form among them. Least toxic form is uric acid. Highly toxic substance, ammonia. Urea is less toxic when compared to ammonia, more toxic when compared to uric acid. If the nitrogenous waste material react with abundant amount of water converted into ammonia, so urea is 1 lakh times less toxic when compared to ammonia. Uric acid is the least toxic. For the formation of uric acid, animals spend abundant amount of energy. For the formation of ammonia, the organism never utilize energy. No need to utilize energy for the formation of ammonia. So highly toxic is ammonia, least toxic is uric acid. So formation of ammonia, urea or uric acid depends upon the utilization of water by the organisms. If the organism utilize more amount of water, nitrogenous waste material converted into ammonia. If the organism provide moderate amount of water, nitrogenous waste material converted into urea. So some animals like reptiles, aves fail to provide water for the conversion of nitrogenous waste material, neither ammonia nor urea. Such animal excrete uric acid. Which of the following sequences represents the correct order in which filtrate would move through the nephron during urine formation? Sequence represents the correct order in which filtrate would move through the nephron during urine formation. Renal corpuscle, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubule, collecting duct, correct. Collecting duct first given wrong. Renal corpuscle, distal convoluted tubule, collecting duct, loop of Henle given, so that is wrong. Renal distal convoluted tubule also part of the loop of Henle, so first PCT later DCT. Renal corpuscle, distal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, so wrong. So first one is correct. Renal corpuscle, loop of Henle, so part of the loop of Henle, DCT, collecting duct. So first option. The yellow color of urine is due to urochrome. Urochrome impart yellow color to the urine. The net pressure gradient that causes the fluid to filter out the glomeruli into the capsule is 10 mm Hg. Net filtration pressure is 10 mm Hg. So we already discussed glomerular hydrostatic pressure 60 mm Hg. It is opposed by two pressures. One is colloidal osmotic pressure of glomerulus and another one is hydrostatic pressure of Bowman capsule. 60 minus 32 plus 18. Colloidal osmotic pressure of glomerulus is 32. Hydrostatic pressure of Bowman capsule is 18. 60 minus 50. So net filtration pressure is 10 mm Hg. Which of the following increases glomerular pressure? Angiotensin. Angiotensin is a vasoconstrictor. So blood vessels contract. So automatically blood pressure increases. Angiotensin. Angiotensin, antidiuretic hormone ADH, aldosterone, these three are vasoconstrictor. Atrial natriuretic peptide, vasodilator. So ANP or ANF decrease the blood pressure. Angiotensin, antidiuretic hormone, aldosterone increase the blood pressure or glomerular pressure. Given figure is showing differences between juxtamedullary nephron and cortical nephron. From the codes given below, choose the option correctly. Identify the ABCD. So A, juxtamedullary nephron, B, cortical nephron, C, cortex, D, medulla. First option correct. Second, A, cortical nephron given wrong. B, juxtamedullary nephron wrong. A, juxtamedullary nephron correct. B, cortical nephron correct. C, medulla given. C is the cortex. That's why wrong. A, cortical nephron wrong. So it is the cortex and it is the medulla. In cortical nephron, Bowman capsule is present in the outer border of cortex. In juxtamedullary nephron, Bowman capsule present in the inner border of cortex. Inner border of cortex. In cortical nephron, loop of Henle partly present in cortex, partly present in the medulla. In juxtamedullary nephron, loop of Henle present only in the medulla. In juxtamedullary nephron, Bowman capsule PCT, DCT present in the cortex. In the nephron, only loop of Henle present in the medulla. Another difference, in cortical nephron, loop of Henle is short. In juxtamedullary nephron, loop of Henle is long. In cortical nephron, vasa recta may or may not be present. In juxtamedullary nephron, loop of vasa recta is well developed, present around the loop of Henle. 85% nephrons are cortical nephron, 15% nephrons are juxtamedullary nephrons. The glomerular capillary blood pressure causes filtration of blood through 3 layers in a sequence: endothelium, basement membrane, epithelium of Bowman capsule. So correct only. Epithelium of Bowman capsule, endothelium, basement membrane. So now we discuss with the help of diagram. Three layers are, it is the glomerulus. Glomerulus means bunch of blood capillary. It is a blood capillary. Inner surface of blood capillary lined by endothelium. Squamous epithelial cells of blood vessels known as endothelium. Second one, basement membrane of glomerulus and basement membrane of Bowman capsule. Basement membrane of glomerulus, basement membrane of Bowman capsule, together one layer. And third one is squamous epithelium of inner layer of Bowman capsule. You already know flattened cells of inner layer of Bowman capsule, also known as podocytes. It is the outer layer, it is the inner layer. So these 3 layers are endothelium of glomerulus, basement membrane of glomerulus, and basement membrane of Bowman capsule, second layer. 2 basement membrane, second layer. And podocytes of Bowman capsule, third layer. Endothelium, basement membrane means basement membrane of glomerulus, basement membrane of Bowman capsule, together one layer. That is basement membrane. Third one is podocytes of Bowman capsule. Which of the following statements in relation to the excretion by the human kidney is correct? Nearly 99% of the glomerular filtrate is reabsorbed. Correct. Ascending limb of loop of Henle permeable to water. Wrong. Descending limb of loop of Henle impermeable to water. Wrong. Distal convoluted tubule carries obligate water reabsorption. Wrong. That is facultative reabsorption. Here answer is nearly 99% of the glomerular filtrate is reabsorbed. Now with the help of diagram we discuss formation of urine. So it is the Malpighian capsule, double-walled Bowman capsule and glomerulus together known as Malpighian body, renal corpuscle. Next one is renal tubule. Renal tubule contain proximal convoluted tubule. It opens into loop of Henle. The part of the loop of Henle in which PCT opens, that is descending limb of loop of Henle. Descending limb of loop of Henle in juxtamedullary nephron travel up to inner border of medulla, take a hairpin bend, continued as ascending limb of loop of Henle. So the part of the ascending limb, so enter into medulla, enter into cortex. Now it is known as DCT, distal convoluted tubule. Posterior part of DCT known as initial collecting tubule. Initial collecting tubules of several nephrons unite. As a result, straight collecting duct is formed. So straight collecting duct is not part of one nephron. The initial collecting ducts of several nephrons unite. As a result, straight collecting duct is formed. Now we discuss formation of urine in 3 steps. Urine formation 3 steps. Ultrafiltration or pressure filtration. Second one is selective reabsorption. Third, tubular secretion. Afferent arteriole, diameter of afferent arteriole bigger than efferent arteriole. Another possible question, portal vein begins with blood capillaries in one organ, ends with blood capillaries in another organ. So even though here non-portal vein begins with blood capillaries in one organ, ends with blood capillaries in another organ, is afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole is formed from the glomerulus and it breaks into capillaries around the PCT, DCT and loop of Henle as a capillary network. So non-portal vein begins with blood capillaries and ends with blood capillaries is afferent arteriole. So diameter of afferent arteriole greater than afferent arteriole, it creates hydrostatic pressure. Hydrostatic pressure of glomerulus is 60 mmHg. It is opposed by 2 pressure. One is colloidal osmotic pressure of blood, that is 32 mmHg, and another is hydrostatic pressure of Bowman capsule 18 mmHg. 60 minus 50, 10 mmHg pressure. Due to 10 mmHg pressure, micromolecular substances enter into the lumina of Bowman capsule. The fluids enter into lumina Bowman capsule known as primary urine or renal fluid. You already know every minute 1100 to 1200 ml of blood filtered in the glomerulus. So 1/5 of the cardiac output transported to kidney, 1100 to 1200 ml filtrated in the kidney. During this filtration 125 ml enter into lumina of Bowman capsule. So glomerular filtration rate is 125 ml. This pressure filtration is known as ultrafiltration. 125 ml per minute per hour into 60 per day 24, that is 180 liters. 180 liters of primary urine is formed. While this 180 liters, so not at a time 24 hours, while 180 liters of primary urine is passing through various parts of the nephron, 178.5 to 179 liters reabsorbed. It is known as selective reabsorption. So finally we urinate 1 to 1.5 liters urine. Now we discuss selective reabsorption. While primary urine is passing through PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, 70 to 80% electrolyte sodium reabsorbed by active transport, chloride ions by passive transport to maintain electrical neutrality, 70 to 80% water reabsorbed by osmosis. All essential substances, glucose, amino acid, fats, completely from the lumina PCT enter into peritubular network. These substances escape from the blood, immediately enter into the blood. So most of the substances reabsorbed in PCT. So reabsorption in PCT, no need of enzyme or hormone. So this reabsorption is compulsory. So it is known as obligatory reabsorption. The obligatory reabsorption is the same in all human beings. So due to reabsorption, here isotonic urine is formed. What is isotonic? Isotonic means concentration is same. We discuss isotonic urine, hypertonic urine or hypotonic urine when compared to cortical fluid or blood. So we never compare the composition of urine with medullary fluid. The fluid present in the medullary interstitium or medullary fluid. So now the isotonic urine from PCT while passing through descending limb of loop of Henle, the wall is impermeable to electrolytes. Water is reabsorbed. So how much percentage of water reabsorbed? We already mentioned in PCT 70 to 80% water is reabsorbed. For example, in one person 70% water reabsorbed from the PCT, from the descending limb 15%. So what is the rule? 85% water should be reabsorbed through PCT and descending limb of loop of Henle. For example, in PCT 70% water reabsorbed, from the descending limb 15%. For example, in PCT 80% water reabsorbed, in the descending limb of loop of Henle 5% water reabsorbed. So in this manner water is reabsorbed. Due to loss of water, concentration increases, hypertonic urine is formed. The reabsorption in PCT and descending limb of loop of Henle is known as obligate reabsorption or mandatory, means compulsory, no need of hormone or enzyme. So next point is, while hypertonic urine is passing through ascending limb of loop of Henle, from the narrow proximal part, sodium, chloride, bicarbonates enter into the surrounding medullary fluid passively, while primary urine is passing through distal part of ascending limb, electrolytes are reabsorbed actively. The wall of ascending limb is impermeable to water due to loss of salts concentration decreases. So hypotonic urine is formed in the ascending limb of loop of Henle. Now the hypotonic urine enter into the lumen of DCT. In presence of hormones only reabsorption occur. That's why reabsorption through DCT and straight collecting duct is known as facultative reabsorption. It is not compulsory. It varies from person to person. In the same person, it varies from time to time, depending upon the water consumption. So every day we never consume water. So that means we never consume constant quantity of water. Some days we consume more water, some days we consume less water, even though our kidney adjusts the available water. If you consume more water, at the time no facultative reabsorption. If you consume less water, at the time facultative reabsorption. If you consume more water, no facultative reabsorption. If we consume less amount of water, at the time our body utilize some urine, some water present in the primary urine, not secondary urine. So in presence of antidiuretic hormone or aldosterone, water electrolytes reabsorbed into the peritubular network. So due to reabsorption of water, hypotonic urine become isotonic urine. So isotonic urine is formed in PCT and DCT. Isotonic means concentration is same. While primary urine is passing through straight collecting duct, water is reabsorbed in presence of hormone ADH or vasopressin. Due to loss of water, concentration increases. Hypertonic urine is formed in the straight collecting duct. So this is about selective reabsorption. While primary urine is passing through PCT, 70 to 80% of water reabsorbed into peritubular network by osmosis. 70 to 80% of sodium reabsorbed by active transport. 70 to 80% of chloride ions by passive transport. All essential substances present in the primary urine reabsorbed in PCT. Important substances are known as high threshold substances. Primary urine contains three types of substances: high threshold substances, low threshold substances, and A threshold substances. High threshold substances means they are essential, like glucose, amino acid, fatty acids, so some nutrients. All high threshold substances while passing through lumen of PCT reabsorbed into peritubular network. What are low threshold substances? Some substances present in the primary urine reabsorbed through some parts of the nephron, like urea and uric acid, known as low threshold substances. Some substances present in the primary urine not at all reabsorbed by any part of the nephron, known as A threshold substances. So this is about tubular secretion. Next one is, so while primary urine is passing, you already know filtration pressure is 10 mm Hg pressure. So with 10 mm Hg pressure, several substances fail to escape. Such substances escape through peritubular network. While blood is passing through peritubular network of PCT, peritubular network of DCT, peritubular network of loop of Henle, they escape, enter into cortex and medulla, like hippuric acid, bicarbonate, hydrogen cation, potassium cation. Now hydrogen, potassium cation, hippuric acid, bicarbonates enter into the lumen of PCT, lumen of DCT, straight collecting duct is known as tubular secretion. Tubular secretion maintain the ionic equilibrium. So this is about tubular secretion. So in this manner, nearly 99% of the glomerular filtrate is reabsorbed. Next question is, podocytes are associated with What are podocytes? Squamous epithelium lining, inner lining of bone capsule known as podocytes. Flattened epithelial cells form the inner lining of Bowman's capsule known as podocytes. Bowman's capsule. Next question. Due to insufficient filtration in the Bowman capsule, all are likely to happen except insufficient filtration in the Bowman capsule. Means the substances are not properly filtered. At the time, accumulation of fluid in the body. Accumulation of fluid in the body. Okay. Increase in blood pressure. Increase in blood urea level. So blood pressure never increase. Loss of glucose through. Okay. Increase in blood pressure. So accumulation of fluid in the body. Fluids are accumulated, so insufficient filtration means ultrafiltration not take properly. So accumulation of fluid in the body, increase in blood pressure, increase in blood urea level, loss of glucose through urine, wrong. Loss of glucose through urine is wrong. Why? The filtration is insufficient. Filtration is means not effectively eliminate the substances. So answer is loss of glucose through urine is not possible. Next question, statement 1. Kidney maintain the osmotic concentration of the blood. So correct. Kidneys eliminate either hypotonic or hypotonic urine according to the body need. If you consume, some days we consume excess amount of water. At the time we excrete hypotonic urine. Some days we consume less amount of water. At the time we excrete hypertonic urine. So both the statements are correct. Both the statements are correct. So next question, filtration of the blood take place at, filtration of the blood take place at the Malpighian body. Filtration of the blood. Malpighian body contain glomerulus and Bowman capsule. Glomerulus contain blood. Blood is filtered, so micromolecular substances enter into the lumen of Bowman capsule, that is primary urine. So filtration take place in the Malpighian body. Now we discuss formation of concentrated urine with the help of diagram. While primary urine is passing through, so how concentrated urine is formed? Due to counter current flow. 3 counter current flows. Counter current means opposite. The flow of urine is opposite in 2 limbs of loop of Henle. In the descending limb, primary urine is travel from outer border of medulla to inner border. In the ascending limb, urine is travel from inner border of medulla to outer border. So the movement of urine in the 2 limbs of loop of Henle opposite. So counter current. Similarly, it is the vasa recta. Peritubular network present around the loop of Henle is known as vasa recta. Vasa recta also contain 2 limbs. It is the descending limb of vasa recta. It is the ascending limb of vasa recta. The flow of blood in 2 limbs of vasa recta also opposite. So it is second counter current. Third counter current is the flow of urine in a particular limb of loop of Henle and the flow of blood in the corresponding limb of vasa recta opposite. For example, if you take descending limb of loop of Henle, urine travel from outer border of medulla to inner border of medulla. In the ascending limb of vasa recta, blood flows from inner border of medulla to outer border. So in the same manner, if you observe the flow of urine in the ascending limb of loop of Henle, urine travel from inner border of medulla to outer border of medulla. But in the descending limb, blood travel from outer border of medulla to inner border of medulla. It is another counter current. Counter current means opposite flow. Opposite flow help in formation of concentrated urine. One counter current is flow of renal fluid in two limbs of loop of Henle is opposite. Second counter current is flow of blood is opposite in two limbs of vasa recta. Third counter current flow is flow of urine in a particular limb of loop of Henle and flow of blood in the corresponding limb of vasa recta opposite. These 3 points. Fourth point, while primary urine is passing through ascending limb of loop of Henle, from the proximal part electrolytes reabsorbed passively, from the distal part electrolytes reabsorbed actively. So now electrolytes present in the medullary fluid. Fifth point, 3 points counter current, it is the fourth point. Fifth point is electrolytes like sodium chloride present in the medullary fluid enter into the descending limb of vasa recta. As a result, concentration increases in the cortex 300 osmoles per liter, in medulla 600, 900, 1200 osmoles per liter. Osmoles per liter means like Avogadro's number. If osmoles increases, concentration increases. In the cortex 300 osmoles, in the inner border of medulla 1200 osmoles. That's why the secondary urine is 4 times more concentrated when compared to primary urine. Primary urine. So next point is, once again, first counter currents, 3 counter currents. Next one is, while primary urine is passing through ascending limb, electrolytes enter into medullary fluid. Next point, electrolytes present in the medullary fluid diffuses into or secreted into the descending limb of vasa recta. So concentration of blood increases. Next point, while blood is passing through ascending limb of vasa recta, electrolytes enter into medullary fluid. In this manner, another point, urea present in the medullary fluid enter into the ascending limb of loop of Henle, while primary urine is passing through straight collecting duct. The same urea enter into medullary fluid. So after counter current 3 points, next 5 points are, while primary urine is passing through ascending limb, electrolytes enter into medullary fluid. So here electrolytes are reabsorbed. Maybe we discuss the possible questions later. First point is, while primary urine is passing through ascending limb, electrolytes enter into medullary fluid. Next point, electrolytes present in the medullary fluid secreted into the descending limb of vasa recta. Fifth point. Sixth point is, while blood is passing through ascending limb of vasa recta, electrolytes enter into medullary fluid. Seventh point, urea present in the medullary fluid enter into, means secreted into the ascending limb of loop of Henle, while primary urine is passing from the through collecting duct, urea enter into medullary fluid. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and it is the 8th point. So now possible question, sodium chloride reabsorbed from the following parts. So sodium chloride is reabsorbed from the ascending limb of loop of Henle, ascending limb of vasa recta. Sodium chloride secreted into the descending limb of vasa recta. Urea is secreted into the ascending limb of loop of Henle. Urea is reabsorbed from the straight collecting duct. So all are possible questions. So with the help of diagram, you can easily remember. Next question. The pH of human urine is approximately 6. pH of human urine is approximately 6. Next question. Incorrect statement about tubular secretion is important for urine formation. Correct. Help to maintain acid-base balance in the body fluids. No role in urine formation. Wrong. Entry of electrolytes from blood into renal fluid. Entry of electrolytes from blood into renal fluid. So important for urine formation. No role in urine formation. So tubular secretion. So that is no role in urine formation is incorrect. No role in urine formation. Urine formation completed in 3 steps. Glomerular filtration, selective reabsorption, ultrafiltration. Glomerular filtration or ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption. Third one is tubular secretion. So tubular secretion is a part of formation of urine. So here mentioned no role in urine formation. Wrong. Next question is aldosterone stimulate the reabsorption of the following in aldosterone. So electrolytes, it is not related to glucose. Why? All essential substances are reabsorbed in the PCT. So reabsorption in PCT and descending limb of loop of LP is obligatory or mandatory, compulsory. No hormone is required. So glucose given, so you eliminate glucose. So sodium, potassium in DCT, sodium, water in DCT, water also reabsorbed. So that's why when compared to first option, second is more appropriate. Medullary gradient is developed by all the following except medullary gradient. Reabsorption of sodium from ascending limb of LE loop into medullary interstitium, correct. Reabsorption of sodium from descending limb. So identify, so except one means identify the incorrect statement. Reabsorption of sodium from descending limb of LE's loop. So reabsorption of electrolyte not possible in descending limb. Why? The wall of descending limb is impermeable to electrolytes. That's why it is wrong. Diffusion of small amount of urea from collecting duct into medullary interstitium, correct. The flow in Henle's loop is in counter current, opposite, it is also correct. So second statement is wrong. Next one, reabsorption of glucose from glomerular filtrate mostly occur in proximal convoluted tubule. We already discussed all high threshold substances reabsorbed from the lumina PCT into peritubular network. So in the PCT only high threshold, the essential substances for our body known as high threshold substances. Proximal convoluted tubule, glucose, amino acid, fatty acid completely reabsorbed from the lumina PCT into the peritubular network. Secretion of renin from juxtaglomerular cell is due to a fall in glomerular blood flow, correct. Decrease in glomerular filtration rate, correct. Low glomerular blood pressure, volume decrease, a fall in glomerular blood flow. So whenever blood flow is low, so pressure increases. Decrease in glomerular filtration rate, low glomerular blood pressure, low glomerular blood pressure. Osmotic pressure increases, blood pressure low. So at the time all of these, a fall in glomerular blood flow, decrease in glomerular filtration rate, so low glomerular blood pressure due to less volume, So all of these. Not asthmatic pressure, only low blood pressure. Concentration increases. So that's why. Match the excretory organ listed under column 1 with the animals given under column 2. Rennet glands, ascaris, A2. Malphizian tubules, housefly. So B4. Protonephridia, fasciola. Protonephridia with flame cells in platyhelminthes. Protonephridia also excretory organs in cephalochordata. So next one is kidneys, shark. So fourth option. Macrophages and leukocytes exhibit. So exhibit amoeboid movement. They develop pseudopodia. The movement by pseudopodia known as amoeboid movement. Bone and muscles are connected by tendon. Tendon connect muscle to bone. Ligament connect bone to bone. So answer is tendon. Which of the following is incorrect? Heart muscles are striated and involuntary. Correct. The muscles of hand and legs are striated and voluntary. Correct. The muscles located in the inner wall of alimentary canal are striated. Wrong. That's why wrong statement third. Fourth, muscles located in the reproductive tract are unstriated and involuntary. Correct. So answer is 3. Choose the incorrect statement about muscles. Muscles are specialized tissue of mesodermal origin. Correct. About 40 to 50% of the body weight is contributed by muscle. Correct. Muscles have a special property like excitability, contractility. Correct. Origin endoderm already given. Mesodermal origin. Correct. Endodermal origin wrong. So this statement is indirect. Is wrong. Which of the following statement is or true for ciliary movement? Cilia take part in the propulsion of excretory products. Cilia are present in trachea and oviducts. Cilia are seen in. So cilia take part in the propulsion of excretory product. Which of the following statements true for ciliary movement? Cilia take part in the propulsion of excretory products. Cilia are present in trachea and oviduct. Cilia are present seen in paramecium other. All are correct. All are correct. So help in the movement of fluids, genital material or excretory material. Dialyzing unit, artificial kidney contain a fluid which is almost same as plasma except that it has no urea. No urea. Urea is not composition of blood. So due to oxidation of digested food, nitrogenous waste, particularly protein, due to oxidation of protein, urea is formed. The formed urea enter into blood. That's why in a dialyzing solution, no urea. A large quantity of one of the following is removed from our body by lungs. Large quantity of carbon dioxide and water. Next question is, the condition of accumulation of urea in the blood is termed as uremia. What is glomerulonephritis? Swelling of blood capillaries known as glomerulonephritis. Protozoan, viral, bacteria cause glomerulonephritis. Renal calculi means kidney stones. So some nutrients converted into crystalline form. So that is kidney stones, renal calculi. Ketonuria. So during fasting, our body utilizes fat. At the time, ketones are seen in urea. Ketonuria. Which of the following statement is false? Micturition is carried out by a reflex. Micturation reflex, correct. Antidiuretic hormone helps in water elimination, making the urine hypotonic. Wrong. Water reabsorption and formation of hypertonic urine. So that statement is wrong. Protein-free fluid is filtered from blood plasma into the Bowman capsule, correct only. So what is the difference between composition of blood in glomerulus and composition of primary urine in Bowman capsule? Only protein. So macromolecular failed to cross the filtration membrane. Henle's loop play an important role in concentrated urine. That is also correct. Only second statement is wrong. So you should careful about incorrect and correct statements in all chapters. Match the following columns. Hematuria, presence of blood cells in urine. Hematuria, hem means blood. Next one, ketonuria, presence of high ketone bodies in urine. B2. Third one, glycosuria, presence of glucose in urine. C4. Proteinuria, excess of protein level in urine. 1. Identify A to D in the following structures and choose the correct option for A, B, C and D. So what is A? A is afferent arteriole. B is efferent arteriole. C is Bowman capsule. D is glomerulus. Afferent arteriole, Bowman capsule. D is glomerulus. So second option correct. Afferent arteriole, Bowman capsule, glomerulus. Name the type of nephrons where vasa recta is absent. So some cortical nephron, vasa recta is reduced or absent. Some cortical nephrons possess vasa recta also, but not developed vasa recta. So answer is cortical nephrons. The amount of blood that is filtered by the kidneys per minute is. The amount of blood that is filtered by kidney per minute is 1100 to 1200 ml. During this filtration, 125 ml is filtered into the lumen. Glomerular filtration rate is 125 ml. 1100 to 1200 ml of blood enter into the glomerulus and leave the glomerulus of 20 million nephrons, not glomerulus of one nephron. Each kidney contain 1 million, 10 lakhs. 2 kidneys contain 20 lakhs. So 1100 to 1200 ml of blood enter into glomeruli of 20 lakhs nephrons. So next question is, number of layers involved in the filtration of Bowman capsule? 3. Endothelium of glomerulus or blood capillaries 1 layer. Basement membrane of glomerulus, basement membrane of Bowman capsule. These two basement membranes 1 layer. Podocytes, flattened epithelium cells of inner layer of Bowman capsule, another layer. So 3 layers. So they have given some option. You identify options related to red muscles, option related to white muscles. Less number of mitochondria, that is white muscle. So more number of mitochondria, red muscle. B. abundant sarcoplasmic knot, high content of myoglobin, moderate sarcoplasmic reticulum, aerobic muscles. These four related to red muscle. So BDEF. So second option BDEF. Next one is white muscle. What are the character? Less number of mitochondria, abundant sarcoplasmic reticulum, depend on anaerobic respiration, ACG, applicable to white muscles. So option is second. Next question. Juxtaglomerular apparatus, a sensitive region which regulates the glomerular filtration rate, is present near. How juxtaglomerular apparatus is formed? Macula densa, modified epithelium of distal convoluted tubule, modified muscle cells of afferent arteriole known as juxtaglomerular cells. What are juxtaglomerular cells? Modified smooth muscle cells of afferent arteriole and modified epithelium of DCT, macula densa. Macula densa and juxtaglomerular cells together known as juxtaglomerular apparatus. So whenever the blood volume decreases in the afferent arteriole, at the time juxtaglomerular cells release renin enzyme. Renin enzyme stimulate the, so renin enzyme converts the angiotensin secreted by liver into angiotensin 1. Angiotensin converting enzyme secreted in the lungs convert the angiotensin 1 into angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2 stimulate the adrenal cortex. As a result, aldosterone hormone is released. It is known as renin angiotensin aldosterone system. Renin angiotensin aldosterone system. So increase the blood volume. Increase the blood volume. Atrial natriuretic factor or peptide decrease the blood volume. So ANP is antagonistic to ROS. Renin, angiotensin, so aldosterone. Renin, so okay, angiotensin, aldosterone and antidiuretic hormone. These three are vasoconstrictor. And atrial natriuretic peptide is vasodilator. So juxtaglomerular apparatus is a sensitive region which regulates the glomerular filtration rate, is present near DCT and afferent arteriole, distal convoluted tubule, modified epithelium of DCT, macula densa, modified smooth muscle cells of afferent arteriole, juxtaglomerular cells. Macula densa and juxtaglomerular cells together known as juxtaglomerular apparatus. So next question is, proximal convoluted tubule is lined by cuboidal epithelium. Next question, osmolarity in the cortex and inner medulla. We already discussed. In the cortex 300 osmoles, in the medulla 1200 osmoles. That's why the secondary urine is 4 times more concentrated when come to urine.